Hi and welcome to website design. In the previous lesson we started to talk about JavaScript and how we implement JavaScript in our HTML file. So in this lesson we will continue on JavaScript and we will create an addition calculator, meaning that we will have two input boxes, a button that will trigger a on-click event. We will call a function in our JavaScript and then we will do the calculation and display the answer. So let's see how we would do this in our HTML file using JavaScript. So first of all, we've got brackets open here, and in brackets we've got our basic HTML file template already. This file is saved as additioncalc.html, so we can start to do our coding. So this will be an addition calculator, so we will give the title as addition calculator. And then what we would do is in our body we will start to go and do a few things. We will first of all create a heading just to tell the user, listen here, this will be an addition calculator. Okay, calculator. Okay, and then we're going to have a new line. Okay, BR tag is our new line tag, and what we will do is we will then have an input tag, and it's going to be the type text, and we're going to give this input tag an ID of input1, and we will have a new line again. Great, so let's continue. We're gonna we can quickly just copy and paste that, it's going to be much quicker. Okay, and we're going to give this the second input box ID of input2. What we will do is we will give text in front of it, input1 and input2. So your text doesn't have to be always in a tag, we can also just put it at the front, but then no styling will ever be implemented on this text here. But in any case, we're going to create a button as well. Okay, and it's going to be of type button. Okay, and then there will be an on-click event for this button that we will do now. And then we're going to close the tag, and the text on the button will be calculate. Great, and then a new line again. And then we will have a, let's say, a paragraph element called ID answer, and a new line again. Okay, so now we've got a heading with addition calculator, we've got two input boxes, input1, input2, we've got a button with an on-click event that we will do now, and on the button there will be text calculate, and there will be a paragraph element with the ID answer that will display our answer. So let's save this and build and run our HTML file in the browser. So as you can see, there's going to be two input boxes, so we can do something there, but the click is not yet implemented. So what we can go and do is now we can go and do our JavaScript. So in the previous lesson I showed you that our JavaScript code can be done inline or inside our head tag in a script tag. So I like this method more, and I prefer this method of keeping all my JavaScript code in one place, and I rather do all my JavaScript code in the head tag with the script tags. So inside the script tag I keep all my JavaScript code in one place, so it's easier to debug and to work with my JavaScript. So I would rather recommend doing that. So what we will do is with the on-click event on the button, I will call a calculate function, and this function is going to be called, and we're going to create this function in our script tag. So we're going to say function calculate, and then inside this function we are going to then grab the input from the input text of the input 1 and input 2. So we're going to grab the input 1 and input 2 text. So how do we grab it? We need to store it inside a variable, and we will call this variable's value1, and then another variable called value2. So we will store everything in this variables. So how would we do this? First of all, we say document dot get element by id, oops, single input 1 dot value, just value, input 1 value. Okay, and we're going to do the same for the value2 variable. So if we quickly just change this to input 2, so we've got now our document get element by id, input 1 and input 2, the values. Now these values are, if you go back to the tag, it's of type text. So we want to do addition with value 1 and value 2. So we can't do addition with text. So what we need to do is we need to convert this text value into a number value. And how would we do this? So we need to convert this by some sort. So what we're going to do is we're going to implement the parseInt library function. So we're going to say parseInt, there we go, parseInt. And what this will do is then convert this text value to integer, and then will be stored inside this value1. So remember, this is a variable. It doesn't have a type yet. So when we initialize it and we initialize it to an integer, it will then grab the value of and type of integer. So we can do the same with parseInt for the second input. Okay, so now we've got value1 and value2, and we can actually go and create another variable called answer, and answer will be value1 plus value2. Okay, and we can do the calculation now. Now all that remains is to go and display the answer inside this paragraph tag that we created with id answer. So all that we need to go and do is we need to say document dot get element by id again, and we're going to say answer. Okay, and just check that the spelling is the same. Yes, answer dot inner HTML, and the inner HTML is this part here. Okay, oops, this paragraph tag doesn't have an ending. That would be a problem, so let's just end it. So the inner HTML is between the open and close of the script tags. That's our inner HTML. So inner HTML will be equal to answer. But we can't just say answer. We need to change this number to a text value or a string value. So we say to string. And to string is a function that we will call of, okay, and then it will convert this number value to string, so text. And that's it. So if we save this, let's check, everything looks good to me. Okay, if we run this in our browser, let's see what will happen. So 5 plus 4 gives us 9, perfect. 3 plus 6 gives us 9, plus 9 plus 3 gives us 12, perfect. So we know that our addition calculator is actually working. So what I actually also want to quickly show is how would we debug our program. So for instance, let's say we say get element by id just INP, okay? We didn't do with the get element id with the correct id, so we haven't implemented INP. So now we're going to then try to get INP. There's no such thing as INP declared in our HTML. It's going to try to convert this to integer, but it's not going to be a value, so this is going to be a problem. So how would we debug this problem in our browser? Because if we do this and we say 5 plus 4 and we try to oops, I first need to save this before I show you this. Okay, so it's saved, so now this will be in effect. Always remember a saved file before you run. So 3 plus 4. Now you don't see your answer. You don't see your answer, but where's the problem? So there's not a lot of feedback that we get from our browser, but that's actually not true. So what we can do is we right click and we say inspect in Google Chrome. Okay, so in the inspect you will see all the elements of this website, and you can inspect any website and you can see all the elements that was used in that website and so forth. Then you can go and check where your problems are. But where's the problem? So in console you can go, that's going to be like your output, and most of the time errors are displayed inside console. So what you can do is you can see uncaught type error, cannot read property value of null at calculate, that's the calculate function, okay, at 9, so line 9 of the HTML. So we know that the problem is here. So now we can go back and see that HTML button element on click, okay, and that's where it originated from, and that's the value of null. So we know it's on line 9, and we can go, oh, okay, that's where my mistake was. Input to save this, close the browser again, open it, reopen it, run it, and see if our program is actually working now. 3 plus 4 gives us 7. Perfect. And there you have it, our addition calculator by using HTML and JavaScript. Thank you for watching. I hope you've learned something, and I hope to see you soon.